So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So yeah, we finally have the data download on global, so I thought we go through all the units dropping on part 1 of the 8th Anniversary Super Sugo Fest. I'll talk about banners and such when we have the full info next news hour. I'll make a video and talk about how I'll pull. But for this video, let's just talk about the units. There are 4 new legends and 5 new rare recruits, so there's a lot to go through. I talked a bit about the Super Sugo legends, so we'll just review that and talk about the other stuff as well. We'll go from backwards, I think. So we'll start with the Kaido crew. First we have the Yak unit. Striker Powerhouse. I think the whole batch is Strength Striker Powerhouse. And yeah, this Yak, he does a chain boost plus 1.1 for 1 turn. And he does some utility, removing paralysis, bind, and damage threshold by 5 turns if Captain is Striker or Powerhouse. Solid special, we'll see some decent use, I say. It's a shame this Yak doesn't do damage, since Yak has some really good support like Queen and King and such that gives boost as well. As for sailors, some extra stats, and yeah, we'll see this a lot. Basically, all new rare recruits have a sailor where if you have a tandem or Wano orb, you will get extra effects. Basically, the special you use will get buffed further. So in the case of Yak, the plus 1.1 chain boost becomes a plus 1.3 chain boost as long as you tap with Yak when he has a tandem or Wano. So yeah, that's just free bonus. Like, nothing to complain about. That's pretty cool mechanic. Support, Kaido King Queen. Basically, when you use a special, you get the tandem orb and you reduce paralysis and bind. So yeah, basically the whole Kaido plus the main performance will be so much better because all of the new main performance dispatch has a good support effect. Moving on to Queen, and I say this is the best rare recruit of the batch from my initial impressions. Striking Powerhouse Strength. Damage reduction and death up removed by 5 turns. You get you lock the orbs and you get some extra base stats. And basically extra stats here as well with Sailor. And yeah, this is the main reason why this Queen is kind of insane. If you tap with a tandem or Wano, you apply 10% resistance reduction for Striker and Powerhouse. So yeah, this is just extra free damage that no other unit can give. And it's stackable with any future resistance reduction as well. So that, together with the base stat boost, is actually really solid. Like, you have 2 rare buffs you can add to the team. Another cool thing with Queen is his support, where you also get a tandem, and you can give some extra base attack boosts. And this will be very cool long term, because we already have content where you get punished if you do base stat boost specials. So this support lets you bypass that whenever you want, because if you use this support, apply a base stat boost, like any other unit having a special that does it won't get triggered, since it won't apply the base stat boost. See, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, solid unit overall. Then we have King, also Strength Striker Powerhouse. 2.25 times attack boost for Striker and Powerhouse, and reduces 5 turns of Despair attack down special if Captain is Striker or Powerhouse. Yeah, what can you say? Good special, removes a lot of good stuff. Cool combo with all of the Despair attack down special bind, and a solid attack boost as well. And that attack boost can be even better. First, remove special bind completely, which is nice. He'll probably get Fear in the future when he gets a Limit Break expansion. And he can increase his 2.25 times attack up to 2.45 times attack, and that's pretty damn good. So yeah, very cool unit overall. Like, the whole Kaido crew, main performer rare recruit batch is really cool, to be honest. Also have a support that gives you a tandem orb and removes Despair attack down by 1 turn. So yeah, lots of good support for the main performers and Kaido. Next up, we have the Straw Hat rare recruits, and honestly, they are fine, but not that special. Sunny gives a chain boost by plus 1.1 for 1 turn. If Captain is Free Spirit or Fighter, you reduce Paralysis Bind, Special Bind duration by 5 turns. Basically, you see some overlap between the main performer rare recruits and Zoro Sanji, and basically the reason for this is that for the Blitz and Trash Map, for example, the content is designed that either you clear it with Kaido and his crew, or Luffy and his crew. So basically the rare recruits need to handle similar stuff, because honestly Kaido and Luffy are pretty similar as well in what they do, like they are war boosters and such. So that's the reason for this overlap. He also removes Special Bind completely, and if you tap with a Tandem Orb, you also get a chain boost here, so also 1.3 times basically. And he has Hunger, always cool. And Support sadly is nothing, and this is very disappointing considering how cool the main performers recruit are. Then we have Zoro. Reduces damage reduction and damage threshold by 5 turns. If Captain is Slasher or Free Spirit, doubles the type effects for Slasher and Free Spirit for 1 turn. And finally, this rare recruit is super similar to the old Raid Zoro unit. I'd say this unit is actually worse in general because it doesn't do damage, so you can't do the kosher support that helps you remove death up as well. Otherwise, it's basically the same, 5 turns of damage reduction and damage threshold, color affinity. Like it's the same unit, except this one doesn't do damage, and the color affinity is a bit higher, and other color stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty funny how similar this Zoro is to the Raid unit. And yeah, it makes quick soul smashing at least. For 2 classes, that's cool. And yeah, he can buff his color affinity to 2.2 times if it with Tandem Orb. Yeah, pretty decent, for sure. But yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do damage, like, come on. Let's go to the legend, and we have the Boa, Nami, and Robin legend. And this is not a Super Sugo exclusive. This is a normal legend. It just debuts on a Super Sugo banner, kind of like Ulti and Page 1 before. So let's go in and look at it. It was pretty obvious that this unit was going to be Free Spirit and Striker. This means that they work with both Luffy and Kaido. Since Luffy is Free Spirit, Kaido is Striker. And yeah, let's take a look. We can start with Captain ability. And you get a lot of healing every turn, 5 times the recovery. Free Spirit and Striker characters get an up to 5.25 times attack boost, with a minimum 4.5 times attack boost. You can overheal to 2 times HP. So yeah, there's not a lot here, but it's really solid. You heal a lot, you can get double your HP, and you can get up to 5.25 times attack. Like, that's really cool. Notably, this is a class captain, but it has a super type. I don't know why they do this, but they did. Should have been a super class, but yeah, I get it. Free Spirit and Striker just got super classes, but make it a strength Striker or Free Spirit in that case. Like, come on. Special. Reduces CD by 1. Reduces paralysis attack down by 8 turns. It allows healing up to 2 times. Yeah, basically, it applies the allow overheal buff. It's the same as with Shirahoshi and Manchuri swap effect. They apply it with the special, then they heal 60 times their recovery. That's quite a lot. I'm pretty bad at the recovery math, but that should always most of the time get a full heal, I'm sure. If HP is full when you use the special, you get a 2.75 times Call Affinity boost, 2.5 times otherwise. And it's for Striker and Free Spirit, but yeah, this is the highest Call Affinity boost in the game. It's pretty insane, actually. And remember that we have units like Rodney and Whitebeard, who are also Striker. They can buff it plus 0.5 more, so it becomes 3.25 times Call Affinity potentially. That's pretty crazy, honestly. And high paralysis attack down removal. That's probably going to play into TM, like traditionally the Anniversary Special Unit or the highest booster, so these Wife unit is probably the highest booster in Treasure Map. But yeah, I really like the unit, honestly. Super type, 5 or more Free Spirit or Strikers. Then you do a 25% heal that can overheal. And you reduce bind by 6 turns. Honestly, I'm not sure why they did this, because the most common units that get binded are the captains, and if you're binded, you can't use super type specials. So it would have made a lot more sense to me if it's like if it removed paralysis with the super type and maybe bind with the special, something like that. Pretty weird design, but sure. Mainly this is basically a heal, and maybe for some content you can remove bind, like it's not always captains, but it's pretty common. And one crazy thing with this unit are the sailors, like they are so unique and cool. Like this sailor reduces CD by 1 at start of the quest. Like I can see teams where I use this unit just to get more CD reduction. That's so good. And you also get an extra 1000 HP heal at the end of turn when they are sailors. Like, boundary getting crazy with sailors, honestly. That's so cool. As for the potential abilities, perfect barrier penetration, one of the best. Pinch healing works well with their gimmick. And they do have a final tap, which is not that special. Basically, you get a matching orb guaranteed and plus 2000 attack. But I don't feel like this is a unit that is designed around you building around hitting with them last and do a ton of damage. But if you like build around Toki, for example, and combine them here, obviously you can make pretty good use of this and get a lot of extra attack to buff Toki's buffs even further, for example. Another cool thing with the wife unit is, of course, that it has Robin and Nami. So Boa, for once, has a lot of good support, like Nami, for example, with Carrot, and Robin, for example, with Barto. Like with Barto, you can remove 11 turns of paralysis, for example. That's very solid. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the design of this unit. It's going to be a lot of fun to use. 2 fun facts, though. Firstly, we have another strength super type. That was supposed to be super type add-on. We have another strength super type that is a color affinity booster. This is one of the biggest memes for me. They spam strength color affinity boosters so much. And another cool thing is that we finally got the strength V5 Boa. So if you look a bit at the rumble stats, I guess, and we can see the sprite, I have honestly not looked what they do. But like, they will make the Boa Sandersonia unit better, since she wants a Boa, and that Sandersonia unit is pretty crazy, so we'll see if it gets any use. It has the new Confusion ability. But I feel very uncomfortable talking about PvP, so let's move on. Kaido. I've had a bit of more time to think about Kaido, and a lot of the reason why Kaido is good eventually will be his Super Tandem. I'm not going to talk too much about Super Tandem here, because I plan to make a video about that tomorrow, where I go more in depth. One thing I'll note, though, is the fact that, like it says here, attack boost tandem, for example. These tandem boosts are unique buffs. So if you get an attack boost tandem, you can also get a normal attack boost. So these tandem buffs are new stackable buffs. And obviously, in terms of damage output, this is unique new buffs are always super valuable. It's the reason like why Luffy crew is used on so many Kizuna teams, for example, because they have a unique extra multiplier that only they can do. And now we have another one on top of that, so we can just stack more and more and more multipliers. And once you get to like a lot of damage, like if you do 10 billion damage, add another 2 times multiplier, and you do 20 billion damage, like in the end it becomes a big deal, more multipliers. But yeah, I'll talk more about that in tomorrow's video. But yeah, Kaido, Striker, Powerhouse, Strength. 5.25 times to Striker and Powerhouse. Strength and Tandem matching. Higher chance to land on Strength and Tandem. If you tap with a one slot, you get guaranteed increased damage taken by 1.5 times. And yeah, this will happen mid-turn. So yeah, that's very strong, of course. But that also means that Kaido is kind of designed to hit with early, which Legends are often meant to hit late, but this Kaido wants to hit early. But of course you can use like 2 Kaidos, and one hits early and the other hits last, stuff like that. And of course it has good synergy with the special. Like this whole unit in general reminds a lot about Odin in design, with the strength orbs and one orbs and stuff like that. HP cut 20%, Make strength loss into Wano. Doubles damage dealt to damage taken increased enemies for 1 turn. And boost strike and power as characters or boost by 2.75 times for 1 turn. Some things here. Basically, this is a new conditional. So if the enemy has increased damage taken, they do even more damage against them. Like, one reason why this is so valuable is the fact that in, say, Kizuna, when you want conditionals and such, usually you want both increased damage taken and you want a conditional. But if you have to pick up conditional, a conditional against increased damage taken is the best, because you want increased damage taken anyway, so it means you don't have to do another conditional, like you don't have to apply death down, or delay, or whatever it is. You just have to increase damage taken, and then you do more damage against increased damage taken. This is very good roll compression. And if we add like that tandem boost, like this Kaido can do ore boost, he can do tandem boost, he can do increased damage taken, he can do a conditional. That's 4 super big buffs in one single unit. And then you have 5 more units. Like, that's opens up so many options, and is the main reason why this Kaido is super good, I must say. Of course, it does damage as well, which is pretty cool, because maybe not as captain, but as sub, for sure. Like, you can get like a full board of Wano orbs with Akainu support, and you can also get a normal attack boost on top of the other buffs if you use the, I'm pretty sure it's the Queen support, 1.75 times attack boost powerhouse. So that means you can do 5 buffs in one unit, for example. That's, yeah. Kaido is pretty crazy for sure. I understand that many see him as the biggest priority. Strength and tandem matching, more stats, yeah, that's fine. And as I said, I'll talk more about tandem in another video, but this one is super busted, to be honest. But one notable thing about this tandem is that it only works final stage. Let's remember that when we get to the next one. Anyway, Yamato Ace. And yeah, Free Spirit Strike Unit. As already covered, this means that they work with both Luffy and Kaido. And this is a final tap unit. And yeah, cat nobility. And we can actually see how they work in single form now. We can go up to 5.25 times in single mode. And whoa, this is big actually. I did not expect this. They remove bind and special bind in single form captain. Are you for real? Wow. Okay, this unit is way better than I thought. Like, I thought in terms of Sabo and Ace, how they worked. And they are only really good in duo form. And they're pretty good in general. But this unit is actually insane in single form as well. I did not expect them to be that good. And then, of course, they can go up to 5.5 times. Here, wow, yeah, I'm pretty shocked here, like, wow. I didn't really expect them to resist both bind and special bind in single form captain, that's insane. Anyway, Free Spirit, Shooter, and Striker characters. It's nice that they boost shooters, honestly, they're not getting any love otherwise. HP boost 1.25 times. You heal a bit if you hit perfects, you get damage reduction, and reduce bind, special bind. Yeah, this unit is absolutely crazy. And as you see, minimum 4.5 times attack, can easily go to 5.25 times attack with the tap timing bonus in single form captain. Like, this unit is not held back from being in single form at all. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, we also know now that the level 1 special is 10 turns. And the biggest change between level 1 and level 2 is that level 1 does not have the ignited conditional boost, basically the burn conditional, while the level 2 has it. Otherwise, it's the same number of buffs. Like, it's pretty insane to have a 10 turn, 2.75 times attack boost. Like, that's insane. And then it's, yeah, the ignite here and everything becomes 2 turns instead. Like, reduce CD by 1 here, then it's 2 turns. So yeah, very cool. And basically, this unit is meant to get to a 3 turn or attack boost, for example, by making use of Luffy's captain ability later. And make it 3 turns. But yeah, one thing I overlooked in my old video, yeah, good sailors, extra stats, matching orbs, it's the fact about the swap. Because sure, this is basically a new variant of the page ult and page 1 swap. Normal switch, you apply burn, and you get a chain boundary 1.6 times. But with the super switch, I overlooked this, is that the burn status ignores full immunity. That's so dumb. Yeah, this human is going to be crazy in like Kizuna and such. And also get a 2.5 times chain boundary. Like, yeah, that's so much in one unit. Like, chain boundary, self-proccing conditional to full immunity, attack boost. But as you heard, that's just 3 things. Kaido, he does 4 things. Just pointing it out. But he is still pretty crazy. And yeah, of course, chain boundary is very powerful since it combines with chain boost and chain multipliers, all of it. So yeah, very well designed unit, definitely worth pulling for. Hunger, removes 3 turns. Pin shielding, I guess it makes sense. Final tap, and the final tap is very underwhelming, honestly. You get the guaranteed Wano orb. Not through block though, also very weird. And you get a guaranteed 8 times multiplier. And I honestly don't understand that. This unit is a chain boundary booster. Why does a chain boundary booster get a final tap that is a chain lock that has 0 synergy? It should definitely have been a chain boost or such. But then I understand it's very similar to the other Super Sugo Yamato, but this just has no synergy. But getting a 1 orb is nice, and most of the time 8 times chain is higher than what you'll get. But long term it might not be. And yeah, finally, Luffy. Free Spirit Fighter Dex unit. I realized for Kaido that I overlooked his Superclass special. He's a Superclass striker, by the way. And 6 strikers, any of the Kaido crew on the team. A lot of damage. Top row and middle row to Wano, bottom row to Tandem. And basically this means that you set up for the Super Tandem with this perfectly. Very good. Superclass. If we focus on Luffy now, Free Spirit and Fighter gets 1.3 times HP, 5.5 times attack, tandem matching, you have a high chance of getting tandem, and you automatically extend attack boost by special for 1 turn. So if you run 1 Luffy as captain and you use Yamato A special, that is 2 turns, it becomes a 3-turn attack boost, and you can carry it over. Very good gimmick for sure. Otherwise, pretty basic unit, but 5.5 times attack with a superclass is definitely new highest multiplier in the game by far. -1 CD, lots of damage, removes lots of the spear, changes all slot including block to tandem and locks them, and you give out 3.25 times ore boost if you're captain, otherwise 3 times ore boost. Yeah, very good. Pretty similar to Luffy crew, honestly, with the full board armor nip and lock it, and you get only 1 buff here, but it's a pretty good buff. So yeah, like it's pretty basic in its design, but it's very powerful for sure. Tandem and matching for whole crew and base attack. Yeah, that's fine. If you look at the superclass now, so don't forget it, just need a Mugi on the crew. You further buff ore boost by plus 0.25 times, so basically his ore boost becomes 3.5 times. You add some base attack boost to Free Spirit and Fighters, and you make them super Free Spirit. Yeah, solid, nothing much to talk about there. It also reduces CD, so you got a lot of CD reduction, both special and the super class. If we go to the tandem, basically here, you can use any Mugi, but you need at least 1 Zoro or Sanji. And the effect is that you get a tandem attack boost, 2.5 times attack. And you make type slots have matching slot effects for 1 turn. And only Free Spirits get this buff. But basically, one thing to note here is the activation requirement. It does not list that it has to be final stage. So as long as you have the conditions to set up the tandem, you can always get a free 2.5 times attack boost just by tapping, and then you have 3 units after that can abuse it. And yeah, that's just crazy. And it's a pretty high boost too, 2.5 times. And this stacks with normal attack boost, yeah. It's just pretty insane that you can get it every single turn. That's pretty unbelievable, to be honest. Super strong. So, I forgot to look supports at the other units, I think. But for Luffy, pretty good. It's basically the support Sabo that Luffy can have, but he can be put on any Mugi. And this is very good when you just want extra damage and you have the room for it. Very good support. As for Kaido, it was... yeah, also base attack boost, but for the main performers, yeah. Cool support, very fitting. But yeah, that's me looking through the anni units. If I had to rank them, I'd say they are all one of the best units in the game, and for once, I can safely say that there's no dud among the Super Sugo Fest exclusives. So no matter what you do, it can't go wrong, to be honest. Optimally, you want all of them. And yeah, I can't really say who you should pull for. Kaido probably has the highest damage potential. Luffy probably has the most accessible, high damage, and pretty easy to use, straightforward. While Yamato Ace just is a pretty crazy duo unit with insane swap. Yeah, pretty standard. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.